Hey, this is Randy with Project Management Made Simple. Today I want to talk about one of the most basic items we find within project management. That is the 5 process groups based on PMI, the Project Management Institute. It's important to realize and understand each of these phases or processes within this framework. So the first one is initiation. Initiation, what is initiation? Initiation is your high-level planning. Initiation is when you're doing your high-level stakeholders, your high-level scope, your high-level risk, your high-level issues. It's generally also maybe done by a sponsor, maybe by a project manager, but the other thing the charter does is it authorizes a project, so it's a project, and it also authorizes and appoints normally a project manager. So the charter is one of the first documents, again high level, should be a few pages in length, only a few pages in length, and should be done within the initiation phase. The next phase is one of my favorite phases, and that is planning. Now planning's more substantial than initiation because we're doing our detailed planning within this phase. And detailed planning is looking at things like your stakeholder management. Maybe you're even looking at what type of methodology we're going to use. We're looking at requirements, we're looking at scope items, we're looking at deliverables, we're looking at scheduling or WBS or work breakdown structure, Gantt chart. We're looking at things like quality plans. How are we going to test to ensure that the quality of the work we're producing meets the stakeholders' value mission, if you will. And it's other components of planning. So planning, we do the project management plan. It's more thorough, it's more advanced, and it's a larger document than the project charter. And it takes a bit longer. Now the next process group is executing or execution. And during execution, or as the name may suggest, we build a product, whether it's a code or maybe we're doing a server upgrade or maybe we're doing an upgrade to the operating system, whatever it is. This is when we do the work during execution. We do the work during execution. And again, it can be anything from building an application to replacing routers, replacing switches, whatever the case might be. It's when we build the actual product. The next process group is monitoring and controlling. Now monitoring and controlling, this occurs really in parallel with execution. What we're doing here is we're monitoring the execution of the project, and we're making sure that the execution fits the risk and issues. And all this time we're looking again at what we're producing, and we're asking, are there issues we need to be aware of? Are there risks we need to be aware of? Are we communicating those risks? Are we mitigating those risks? So monitoring is all about reviewing risks, it's about reviewing issues, it's about making sure that what we're producing is being done right and within quality metrics, and also that we're aware and that we're cognizant of this, again, triple constraint, that we scope and budget and schedule, making sure that we're meeting all those items. Now the last process group of the 5 identified by PMI is closing. And this is just as it sounds. We close our items, we close our project during this phase. So some of the items we may do is we do a lessons learned. Now you may know that more as a post-mortem, maybe know that is some sort of a Scrum review. So there's different names, if you will, for this, post-mortem, lessons learned. But at the end of the day, what this is it's reviewing the project, and we're asking, what did we do right? What can we improve on in the future, and maybe even recommendations. So that's a real simple lessons learned, but we do a lessons learned. We do also do things like if we have a procurement involved, contracts, contractors, we will make sure that the invoices are all closed out, that the contract's closed out, that the procurement is done. So, and then we may archive our information, making sure that in the future, if we need to assess or access this information, we can find it. That's such an important point because many times as PMs, we kind of we ignore that step, or we gloss over that. So that's something we should be doing in closing. So those are the 5 process groups identified by PMI in a very short explanation. But it's important to understand this as a manager and as a project manager practitioner. I've interviewed a lot of people, and this is one of the questions I normally ask is, what are the 5 process groups? Because for me, if you're in project management, you should know these. So I would encourage you, if you're in project management, you don't know these, you should know these. I would really look into them and understand what the 5 process groups are, being able to identify them and what documents and what you do within each. So I hope this quick video has been a help to you, been some value to you. And I would ask you to like the video if you would, and that would mean a lot. And subscribe to the channel if you would. And with that, I just wish you a wonderful day, a great day, and I would appreciate you watching. Thank you.